2 months ago, I received an email that completely changed my understanding of younger women's attraction to older men. It was a revelation. The email came from James, a 68-year-old man who had just returned from a charity gala. There, 3 women in their 30s spent the entire evening vying for his attention. The surprising twist: just 4 months earlier, James had been rejected by a 45-year-old woman for being too old. So what changed? After delving into countless successful age gap relationships, researchers uncovered something astonishing. Men over 65 who embody specific traits are perceived as more attractive than men 20 years younger. And no, it has nothing to do with wealth, status, or pretending to be younger. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through 10 transformative traits that naturally draw younger women to men over 65. Even more importantly, I'll show you how to adopt these traits authentically. Let's get started. Trait 1. The wisdom paradox. Through my research, I came across a fascinating concept. Men who exhibit curious ignorance are rated as significantly more attractive than those trying to prove their wisdom. At the charity gala, James had a conversation with Sarah, a 34-year-old executive. Instead of boasting about his decades of business experience, he simply asked, "What's the most important lesson you've learned in your career so far?" She ended up speaking for 35 minutes, later telling her friends that James was the most intellectually stimulating man she'd ever met. The irony, he spoke for less than 5 minutes. By practicing reflective curiosity and asking meaningful follow-up questions, he made her feel deeply understood. The magic of this trait lies in its subtlety. When you stop trying to showcase your wisdom and instead show genuine curiosity about her experiences, you activate what psychologists call the reverse mentorship effect. This makes your perspective valuable without forcing it on her. Trait 2, the presence principle. This one surprised even me. Research indicates that men over 65 who master temporal presence are consistently seen as highly attractive, regardless of physical appearance. Michael, a 71-year-old, stumbled upon this during a dinner date with a 38-year-old woman. He put his phone away, gave her his full attention, and stayed completely engaged in the moment. No stories about the past, no worries about the future. She later admitted it was the first time in years she felt truly seen. Younger men, often distracted by their phones and preoccupied minds, rarely offer this kind of focus. Mastering temporal presence sets you apart as an oasis of genuine connection. Trait 3, the certainty switch. This trait is where transformation begins. At the gala, when James was asked about dinner plans, he didn't drown in indecision or seek constant approval. Instead, he confidently said, "I know a perfect place, trust me." That display of quiet decisiveness sparked what researchers call the certainty response. But here's the key, it's not about being controlling. It's about showing you're comfortable making decisions while remaining open to her input. For instance, James added, "Unless you have any allergies I should know about." This blend of leadership and consideration is irresistibly attractive. Trait 4, temporal authority. Many older men sabotage themselves when faced with age-related remarks. They either become defensive or resort to humor. However, men who display temporal authority are 37 times more likely to intrigue younger women. When Michael was told, "You're too old for me," he didn't flinch. He confidently replied, "The real question is whether you're mature enough for this connection." This level of self-assuredness flips the script, turning age from a liability into a strength. It's about owning your years and experiences unapologetically. Trait 5, the experience canvas. At the gala, James excelled by focusing on future shared experiences rather than recounting past achievements. When a woman mentioned her love of travel, he didn't regale her with stories of where he'd been. Instead, he said, "You know what would be fascinating? Exploring the hidden restaurants of Barcelona together, your fresh perspective paired with my years of discovering local secrets." This creates experiential resonance where shared future projections feel exciting and enriched by your wisdom. Trait 6, the maturity paradox. Balance maturity with playfulness and you'll unlock a powerful attraction factor. At the gala, during a serious discussion about career goals, James suddenly grinned and said, "You know, after 40 years in business, I've learned the secret to success is knowing when to be completely ridiculous." This kind of playful confidence keeps things unpredictable and intriguing. Trait 7, profound simplicity. Instead of overwhelming women with complex stories or advice, James mastered the art of saying more with less. When a woman shared her struggles, he responded with 3 simple words: "You'll solve this." This approach, called wisdom attraction, conveys deep understanding without the need to elaborate. Trait 8, the reverse age. Reframe age differences into complementary strengths. When age came up, James would say, "Our different perspectives are exactly what makes this interesting." This creates a perspective bridge, where age becomes a point of fascination rather than a barrier. Trait 9, the legacy effect. Younger women are drawn to men who embody legacy potential, not just their achievements, but their ability to inspire and guide. James nailed this by saying to a young entrepreneur, "You remind me of the most successful people I've known." He didn't offer advice. He recognized her potential, which resonated deeply. Trait 10, the ultimate paradox. At the gala's end, James faced a direct challenge about his age. He responded, "You're right, I've lived through experiences you can only imagine, made mistakes you haven't had the chance to make yet, and learned lessons that took decades to understand. The question isn't whether I'm too old for you, but whether you're ready for someone who knows exactly who they are." That moment, delivered with authenticity and unshakable confidence, transformed age into an advantage, creating what researchers call the attraction paradox. Now it's your turn. These 10 traits can transform how you connect with younger women, not by trying to compete with youth, but by embracing the unique strengths only your experience can offer. Remember, your age isn't a hurdle, it's your greatest asset. Let's make it work for you.